Hello, it is I. Now, as you may know, Forza Horizon 5 has many brand new features in the game which are actually pretty cool. But with a few minor improvements, these features can go from meh to yeah. Does that even make sense? I don't think it does. Well, that is why I made this video, as here are 10 features Forza could easily update to make Horizon 5 better. Actually, updates are probably not easy to do. Anyways, you guys know the drill by now. 4,000 likes is the target. Remember that the more likes we get, the more likely that this video would actually be recommended, and just maybe the devs would actually take action. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this video.
Going away for a bit when I'm back. Nobody's saying my name on the track.
Okay, now launch control was introduced in Horizon 5 and it is actually really cool. And look at that launch, incredible. But sometimes the RPM selected for the launch control isn't very well selected. Okay, here the launch control is 3000 as well, and then when we let go, there's so much wheel spin. So it'd be really handy if you could select the launch control RPM. I mean, surprisingly, on this Lotus Evija, you could somewhat do that in a way. Once you got your car stopped, you press accelerator down, and then when you go to reverse, it's in just below 12,000. And yeah, you could just sort of select the RPM by shifting from reverse to first. Also, another thing the community have been asking for years is for two-step. And with a feature like launch control, how is two-step not in the game yet? I mean, it's a perfect way to introduce it. I mean, this is what launch control sounds like on this RX-7 standard. So you don't really hear anything. But imagine if we had two-step and when we initiate launch control, it sounds like this. Hey, that would be nuts, you know. So adjustable launch control with the addition of two-step would be incredible in Forza Horizon 5. Come on.
Coming to a nuclear war, this strap can tell.
Now, of course, in Forza Horizon 5 we have a drag strip, but it is kind of pointless in a way. I mean, in Horizon 4 the drag strip has drag lights, so you can sort of time your response time and that. And yeah, it was kind of cool in Horizon 4, but in Horizon 5 there are no drag lights, which I just don't. Oh, thank you for that, RX-7, you stupid person. And yeah, but the weird thing is that Horizon 5 actually did have drag lights in this game. I mean, if you've seen early access of the game, you would have seen the drag lights here. Also, something about the drag strip they could have improved is the surface. Because the surface of the drag strip here is exactly like the roads that you drive on in the game. Because if you know drag strips, you know how sticky they are. There are so many videos of people getting stuck on drag strips because of how sticky they are. And the reason why it's sticky is to help the tires grip and have better launches. So it would have been so cool to have a sort of sticky drag strip here. Well, when you initiate launch control, there's zero wheel spin, because look at that, I'm in a Dodge Demon and there is wheel spin. Oh no, this is Hellcat, what am I doing? So yeah, man, they could have really improved the drag strip by making it more sticky and adding drag lights. Oh my god, this car doesn't grip here as well. Because let's be honest, other than hitting that jump over there with the plane, does anybody even use the drag strip in this game? Like, come on, it's so pointless. That auction house was introduced in Horizon 3 and I think it was a fantastic feature. I mean, you couldn't even sell your cars in Horizon 2, so this feature really changed things for the better. However, there is a problem which kind of annoys me. So let's just go on to Terreno. Now this bid is on 8,000 right now, but I want to bid 2.3 million. Yeah, I want to bid all of my money on this car. So let's do that. Oh, would you look at that? You can only bid 9,000 maximum. That, my friends, is a little bit annoying. The game chooses how much you're allowed to bid, which I just don't get. I mean, in games like FIFA, you can actually choose how much you want to bid on a player, which is fantastic. This is how it should be in an auction system in a game. It shouldn't be like this, Forza. Come on now. Now, something I've been requesting for years is the ability to choose the texture of your vinyl. And we can finally do this in Horizon 5, which is amazing. Okay, so let's say I want to put a star on my car, yeah, let's make a star, let's make a black star, yeah, Idris Elba things there, you know. And of course you can press the menu button and look at that, you can choose whether you want a gloss sticker, which doesn't really make a difference, or you can go all the way to matte, and look at that, we finally have a matte sticker on a gloss car. Look at that, that's incredible. But there is a problem with this, because let's say I want to put gloss square on this side. Oh, would you look at that, it's matte. No worries, let me just turn it to gloss, look at that, and now we can go to the other side. Oh no, the star is now gloss now, what is this? So yep, that's kind of annoying. If you change the material on one sticker, the one on the other sticker changes as well, which is very annoying. So I wish we could have a system like Need for Speed where you could sort of layer the materials. Now don't get me wrong, Forza's vinyl system is definitely the easiest to use and I really really enjoy this system. But come on, Need for Speed system is way better. Now the stadium is a brand new addition to Horizon 5 and I genuinely love it so much. Because if you have a drift car, then you can drift around this ring and try and get as many points as possible. You can host car meets at this car park area, which is really good for role playing. Let me just park my car here. Simply look at that. You can also enter the stadium and drive around on the grass, and right in the middle is a football which you could hit. So yeah man, all in all this is a very fun area in the map, but there are two problems. First of all, there are no goalposts, which doesn't make sense. How can you have a football stadium and not have goalposts? Also, what kind of football pitch is in the shape of a circle? Like, is this a West Ham stadium? Come on now. And the second problem is the fact that the ball does not sync up online. Meaning if you visit this place with a friend, you can't just kick the ball about, which is very annoying. So Forza, Mike Brown, Playground Games, Turn 10, oh no, Turn 10 don't make that. If you guys are watching, please sync up the ball and add goalposts, then this stadium will be used way more often. And gifting cars was of course first seen in Horizon 5, and I genuinely think it's an incredible feature. It had great potential to revolutionize the game, but it unfortunately did not do that. One reason why is because a lot of people don't really care about that feature anymore. Because I know 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be some sort of boring car which nobody cares about. So how can you fix this, I hear you say? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think a system where it tells you whether the car is rare or not would be a really handy thing to see in the game. Kinda similar to FIFA in a way, because if you pack a really rare player, you see all the fire going off, sometimes it's a different color, you can tell when it's gonna be a special card. Whereas if you get a bad player, then you don't get anything and you know it's gonna be a bad player. So a system like that would be very handy in Horizon 5 because nobody really cares about gifting cars. Honestly, comment down below what's the best car you've been gifted, because I guarantee you nobody's been gifted a car which anybody cares about. Unless you're Don Song, you randomly just gift people Sesto Limited. Say that is crazy. Also, another way to improve the gifting car system is by choosing who you gift the car to, because that would be a really cool way to introduce pink slips into the franchise, because that would be so handy in a street racing game like this. And also, come on guys, with a feature like gifting cars, how do you not have pink slips in the game? You should be able to choose who you gift the car to. How's it not in the game already? Come on, Forza.
Angry, man, I'm anti-turn Big Mac when I'm under attack.
Now obviously in Forza games you can favourite some of your cars, and I find this feature very handy apart from the fact that it is very vague. I mean, at the moment I favourite cars that I'm going to use in my videos, so all these cars you're probably going to see in this video, but I would like to favourite some cars which I don't want to use for my videos as well. But you can't do that because then you'd mix up the cars that I'm going to use for my videos with cars I'm going to actually drive in the game. So yeah, that just ends up being very confusing. So my solution is to, instead of having just favourite cars, why not have playlists so you can sort your cars out into different playlists? So you can have playlists for cars you're gonna race, playlists for cars you're gonna cruise in, playlists for drift cars. Hey, that would be so helpful. Because honestly, a feature like that would be very handy. Stupid Lamborghinis, what are you doing? And drone mode was first introduced in Horizon 3 and it's been carried on to Horizon 5, which is brilliant. But there are two problems about it in Horizon 3. Look, I'm trying to get a stable shot of the car here and it is very shaky. I mean, I have very steady fingers. That's what she said. No, I didn't. Okay, well, this is gonna be okay. No, don't mind. But yeah, man, this is very shaky. I mean, of course, you can stabilize it when you're still, and look at that. That's very nice. But when you start moving again, it gets very shaky, and it is not good for cinematics. And of course, altitude limit. That's how high you could go with this drone. How does a drone go this high? I could jump higher than that. What is that? So I'd love it if they can update the drone in Horizon 5 by making it more stable, de-restricting its altitude, and maybe making it go faster, because this is not as fast as I would like it to go. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fast, but it can go faster. Whereas this feels a little bit dead. Ah, speaking of dead things.
Saying that I'm overrated, I'm like, yeah, cool, but I'm undefeated.
Now, the city of Guanajuato in Horizon 5 is actually really cool. But there is a big problem with this city, which a lot of people actually point out as well, which is the fact that it lacks atmosphere. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is very colourful and beautiful and very nice. But where are the people at though? I mean, come on, the sun's beaming down, surely you'd expect people to, oh, there you go, there's some people. But yeah, man, it's so hard to find people in this game. There's another person there, there's a couple of people there. But other than that, this city is just deserted. It's like there's no sign of life. Oh my god, Aston Martin, don't do that, that's very stupid. But yeah man, the city is very deserted and it doesn't really seem like there's any sign of life in it. Oh, there's a lot of people there. And you know what, that's probably the most amount of people you see in the city in Horizon 5. Now this may seem pretty decent, but if you compare this to Horizon 3, yeah, this is a joke. Because in Horizon 3 Surface Paradise there were pedestrians everywhere, whereas the atmosphere in Horizon 5 is very lackluster. We should have way more pedestrians in this map because there's literally no one here. How can you call this a vibrant city when there's literally no pedestrians? What do you mean? Now modifications in Forza Horizon 5 are easily the best we've ever seen, but there is a lot of wasted potential. For example, on the Crown Victoria you can of course put on this bull bar, and there's a lot of police car mods which is expected for a car that the police actually do use, whereas on another car that the police actually use there are no police lights, which I just don't understand. Also on most SUVs in this game you can of course decrease the rim size like this, whereas on a car like the Mark IV Supra notorious for drag setups with very thick tires, you can only increase the rim size, which just doesn't make any sense. Also on cars with massive wings you can of course de-wing the car, however on cars like the GT3 RS you cannot even touch the wing on this car, you can only do splitter modifications, whereas this car with a wing delete looks so good. Also we have so many options for body kits in this game, like this Duke Dynamics body kit which looks actually pretty good, but we don't have this kit on the Aventador which actually looks pretty cool with a kit on. We also have this insane Street Hunters kit for the C8 Corvette, but we don't have this Street Hunter Supra kit even though that kit came out before the Corvette kit. Also we have this absolutely bonkers KRC Japan kit for the Supra, but we don't have the KRC Japan kit for the Silvia S15. So I really hope that Forza could have taken more advantage of the body kit licenses they had for the game, because there are so many incredible body kit companies that are featured in this game which are not seen on cars, which is very disappointing to see. Why hello there, did you enjoy this video or you did not enjoy this video? Well, I don't care man, watch this video up here and I'll be very happy. If you want to subscribe then there's a button down below here, go to my channel, thank you very much, thank you, haha. Anyways, have a good one guys, cheers.